Hi, my name is Caleb Kingston, and today I want to provide a review comparing the Sony A77 and the Samsung NX1 camera. I just got this camera in the mail, and previously, before buying it, I tried to look at some reviews comparing the direct models to see what the specs were and how they kind of showed on the image comparisons. I couldn't find any of that, so today I want to show you what that looks like with these two models here. Okay, so here we have the Sony A77. As you notice right off the bat, it's a lot bigger. This comes with the kit lens here, the 16 to 50 millimeter. Now this is the same 16 to 50 millimeter kit lens that this comes with, so you'll notice it's much smaller. And one thing that's really nice is that this has a touch screen on the NX1. So rather than talking about the features, what I mainly want to do is take some pictures and show you the comparison between different ISO levels and really just see the image quality of both these cameras compared with the same settings taken. Okay, so behind me we have a few pictures and some stands here with some rocks and different things. So I think this will be a really good comparison to show kind of the noise levels and see what kind of quality we can get in just an indoor setting without any flashes or anything. So first we'll start off with the Samsung NX1. We'll start that up. I come over here and get a picture. Okay, here we've got ISO 400, ISO 800, ISO 1600, ISO 3200, 6400, 12,800, 25,600. Okay, now let's start with the A77 and use the same settings to compare. ISO 400, ISO 800, ISO 1600, ISO 3200, 6400, ISO 1280, and 16,000 is the highest this one goes. Okay, so now here's a side comparison showing the noise of both images. And if you notice, both of these were on auto white balance, so the color's a little bit off, but that shouldn't detract from the measurement of the noise and the quality of the ISO, which that shows here. The main reason for switching to the NX1 was to reduce noise on my images, and if you can tell here, the NX1 does a really great job. In this last picture you can really see where Samsung performs. Now we're showing a 25,600 on the left. That's the highest that Samsung the NX1 will go. And we show that compared to the 12,800 on the Sony A77, and still the Samsung outshines in noise and quality. Now we're going to test the ability of auto tracking for both cameras. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to have my wife Marlene here run towards the camera, towards the frame, and when she's doing that I'm just going to hold down the auto shutter button and try to see if she remains in focus for the whole shot. So here I've got the f-stop at about 3.5, so I'm going to do that now and see if she remains in focus. Okay, ready and go. Okay, now we're going to try the same thing. Ready and run. Okay, so it looks like the A77 did outperform the NX1 when it came to autofocus. However, there was quite a buffer in the spurts between taking the photos. With the NX1, it looked like at the very first it was able to maintain focus, and then towards the end as she got closer to me it just really blurred out. Half those shots as she was drawing closer were blurry. Okay, another thing I want to show you is the frames per second shooting on here. We're going to compare it with sound waves. So with this camera I've got it set to JPEG mode, and we're just going to hold the shutter down and see how many pictures it can take before it starts buffering. Okay, so there it started buffering. I'm going to go now into my menu, and we'll try the same thing with RAW. Okay, so it took much fewer pictures in RAW mode. Now we're going to try the same thing. So now let's switch this to JPEG. See how fast this can take it now in JPEG. Okay, so not very long. So now we're going to check this. This is in RAW. This is the Sony A77. And that's where it stops. So looking at these sound waves here, you can see the NX1 really outperformed the A77 in both JPEG and RAW. As you can see on the JPEG, obviously that takes about double the photos. The A77, it took about the same between JPEG and RAW before it buffered, which is half the time as the NX1 in JPEG and around the same time as the NX1 in RAW. Although the NX1 does take considerably faster photos as well. Well, that's it. I hope this review was helpful. If you have any questions or would like me to try out any other tests between the two cameras, please leave me a comment below. Thank you.